Hello, good citizens. I'm here tonight to talk to you about the patriotic duty you've been neglecting. I'm not here to judge, to chide you, or look at you with disdain. I'm here tonight to teach. I'm here tonight to teach you. ... How to be a genderfuck. Now, all of you are thinking, what does that mean? Is that someone who's transgender, cross-dresser, drag king, drag queen? No. Yes. Maybe. Really, it's just normal people. Normal people, like that person, who seek to overthrow the cultural mores of our society that make that the sex stereotyping that is forced on children, and to overthrow what is male, what is female. Ultimately, I get so many times when children, barely able to talk, say, "What are you doing in a dress?" And that scares me when it's young children, because we indoctrinate children so early that it's kind of a scary thing in our society how endemic the roles of sex that society hands down have become. So one of the ways to be a genderfuck is to mix and match the acceptable clothing of either sex. Certainly skirts and ties are one of my favorites. There's any number, of course, of variations. Whether it's something that's fairly subtle or something that's kind of freak show, ultimately makes people pretty nervous. When you're blending, if you were to be male or if you were to be female, it's something that's, acceptable. Well, when you blend the two, it really messes with people's notions, especially when you look like that. So now you all are thinking, well, okay, that's interesting, and why would I want to do this? Why would I want to take the mantle of genderfuck? And the answer is simple and was alluded to before. Ultimately, it's for America's youth. To help turn back the tidal wave of paint drowning our girls, and to help tackle the sports metaphors and team jerseys crushing our boy children. It's a way to educate children, and to do so with scary dolls. I well remember the time 6 years ago when I was at a roller rink and surrounded by 11-year-old girls while my friends skated away from me, who were all shooting questions at me such as, "Is you a faggot?" when clearly my shirt said, "I'm a pepper." Ultimately, society wants to put you in a box, whether that's male, female, heterosexual, homosexual, whatever. Society is most comfortable when you're in a box. So, as a genderfuck, the tool that you have to do, the trick, is to shred the box in an attractive cape. That makes it makes a really great topic of conversation at any cocktail party, as I can attest. And once you kind of are comfortable messing with society's notions, the thing left is to go public. Do you have to go to the mall to be a conspicuous consumer? Well, think about what you're going to wear. It's a great time to both interact with America's youth and to terrify large white men. So, think about that if you have to take a flight across the country, especially to the South or Midwest. Also think about what you're going to wear. It's a great time to foster family conversations about gender mores when you walk past them repeatedly in the airport. So think about that. Basically, any place, bowling alley, a restaurant, an amusement park is the laboratory for anyone who decides to mess with notions. And I totally forget what slide's coming next, so my transition will be awkward. dot. Okay, so it's not just as easy to mix and match. You also have to make people uncomfortable by, one day being a fairy princess, the next day being a mechanic, and the day after that being a sailor. Because really, it's not giving people what they expect. and making them uncomfortable and terrifying them. With babies and failed tiaras, again. Because my friend is actually, the first time I met her, I was in this costume and she didn't speak to me for the entire night, terrified of me. So whether you do that, like that, or as the friendly roller derby mascot clad in velvet with dead babies around your neck, again, interacting with America's youth, it's an important thing to do, to create a spectacle and help make people uncomfortable. And ultimately, when you do such things, you're going to be faced with public ridicule, disdain, and possibly even violence. That's why the next step is key. You need to... ... Learn a martial art. It's good, and when people decide to mess with you, they will die. So it's really, one of the pieces of the puzzle to put together. So that now that you have kind of a notion of what that is, I encourage you, what genderfuck is, I encourage you to all go forth in society and shake things up a bit. And I also want to thank my friend, photographer Jennifer Adams, who took most of the photos that aren't grainy, and the other ones came from my archives. Thanks.